What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aquarius sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of January 20th and February 18th, then you are an Aquarius sun sign, and this video is for you. In today's reading, we're going to be doing a Halloween Samhain spread. This spread is designed to capture the energies of this end of harvest time, of this Halloween time. If you're into Wicca, then Samhain. And it's a time when the veil is thinned and it's the end of the harvest, and it's a very kind of witchy time, right? So I wanted to do a spread that's going to tell us what to embrace at this time, what to let go of, what courages and fears you have, what you should cultivate, and what you should contemplate or celebrate. Anyway, so I'm going to be using the Druidcraft Tarot. This is a Druidry and Wiccan themed deck, so I thought it would be perfect for this Samhain time. And I've got some crystals with me. I've got my Solite and I've got Sunstone, but I've also got Indigo Gabbro, also known as Mystical Merlinite or Mystic Merlinite. And the purpose of this crystal is to bridge the gap between the third and the fourth dimensions. And that's perfect. That's what we need to do as the veil thins, and we're trying to figure out what's going on with us energetically at this time. So if you would give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Aquarius sun signs at the time of Halloween or Samhain? Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck and deal out 6 cards. Very good, and we're also going to consult the Druid Animal Oracle. I'm going to ask it what message it has for Aquarian sun signs at the time of Halloween or Samhain. What message it has for Aquarian sun signs at the time of Halloween or Samhain. Alright, and we will take a look at that card at the end. Now, the way this spread is set up is the top 3 cards represent the light side and the bottom 3 cards represent the dark side. So we'll look at both of them. We'll look at these cards individually and see what they have to say. This first card here is the life card, and it represents what to embrace at this time. And we've got the 4 of Cups. Alright, so Aquarian friends, this card is dictating to me. It's saying that at this time of Halloween, of Samhain, this is kind of a time for you to be a little bit more reflective than usual. Maybe you've taken a lot of action recently, and maybe a lot of things have been happening to you, and you may feel a little bit hectic or chaotic in a lot of ways. But now is a time for you to get a little bit more pensive, a little bit more introspective, a little bit, and just take some time out and kind of gauge, where you're at and where you're going, and really delve it into your emotions a little bit more. We all have, a lot of positive and negative emotions, and they're both valid, and they both teach us about what we want and what we don't want and which direction we should be heading. And if you're living a hectic life and you're not really paying attention to your emotions, then you're kind of missing out on a guidance system that's truly guiding you into where your soul wants you to head. So at this time of Samhain, as the veil thins, the message here for you is to focus more on what to embrace, is to focus more on feeling what emotions you're feeling and thinking about the ways that they're trying to lead you, right? Your negative emotions leading you away from what you don't want, and your positive emotions leading you towards what you do want. So take a look at those. The next card we'll look at is the Death card, and this is what to let go of at this time. And we've got another 4. Now we've got the 4 of Pentacles. Very interesting. This card is saying to me that you need to let go of the desire to acquire, right? I know that rhymes. I did it intentionally. Okay. This card to me is saying that we can get wrapped up in society so often, and the rat race. And the rat race says whoever collects the most stuff wins, and whoever collects the most stuff is regarded as better, and they have more status, they have more respect, and they have more attention placed upon them. And if we allow ourselves to buy into that mentality or into that energy, then we kind of lose ourselves. We lose our guidance system. We lose our purpose a little bit, and we become obsessed with something that's really, in the end, just paper. It's just pieces of paper that keep track, right? It's like a scorecard, and that's something that you can let go of at this time. Now, I'm not saying, go live in the woods and, get off the grid. That's not what I'm saying. But realize how much emphasis you've been placing on that recently. And at this time of Halloween, at this time of Samhain, kind of let go of that a little bit. And let go of the need to acquire, the need to hoard things, the need to just gain security through acquisitions. That's not real security. It's not. It's a false. It's a facade. And it's not going to give you real security. It's just going to give you a sense of security. And real security is being connected with your higher realms, your higher self, so that you gain the protection of that. So, okay. Let's look at this card. This represents your courage at this time. And we've got the Princess of Swords, otherwise known as the Page of Swords in non-Druidcraft decks. And I'm getting the feeling that you have the courage to speak your mind, even if it's not popular opinion, even if people are going to kind of look down on you or chastise you or ostracize you or any other $6 word you can think of. I got a good vocabulary. Did you guys notice that? Not to toot my own horn, but yes, you guys are, like me, good communicators, and you're expressive. You don't care what people think about you. And I think that's very courageous, and that's what this spread is saying, that you guys are courageous in this way, and that you should keep it up, and you should really pat yourself on the back a little bit for being communicators. I always think of Aquarius as kind of leaders. You guys are leaders of you're very unique people, and as a result, people look up to you, and you have a kind of a responsibility to speak your truth when people are listening. So go ahead and keep speaking your truth, and people will keep listening because they see you as kind of like a beacon, right? A bat signal that they are attracted to. So keep that up. You're very courageous in that way. But now we're going to move on to your fears. This represents your fears, and we've got the Star. Oh, look at that. Wow, contrasting cards here. Your fears are being too exposed, too open. So there's I definitely see the light and the dark side here. The light side is that you're outspoken, you're going to speak your truth, but at the dark side, you're kind of fearful of being too exposed, of people seeing through maybe any facades that you've put up and seeing the real you. And maybe you want to keep parts of you secret, and you're worried that if speaking your truth really takes hold, then people are going to see through kind of your the walls that you've put up, and they're going to see who you really are, and that's kind of a fear. Now remember, this is a general overall reading, and not everything applies to everybody, but yes, I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you are fearful of being exposed, and that's something to think about as we move into this time where the veil is thinner, so that you can kind of deal with that, because that's kind of a shadow aspect, is wanting to stay private in some respects, wanting to not show your true side to everybody. And I think that's a source maybe for some physical ailments, or at least some emotional ailments that might not be serving you, possibly for a lot of you. So definitely look into that, do some shadow work if you can, and try to figure out how to transmute that into something positive. Alright, this card here represents what to celebrate at this time of Halloween and Samhain. We got the Fairlit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. I do not speak Welsh. Okay, but this is basically the Temperance card in other traditional tarot decks. And balance. This card is asking you to celebrate the balance that's occurring in your life. I'm definitely seeing, we've got cups, we've got pentacles, we've got swords. I do see some balance here. You guys seem to have the total package, and you should really celebrate the way that your life maybe not, it doesn't feel imbalanced, but energetically I do get the feeling that there's a lot of healthy balance here between, staying grounded in the real world to going into the ethereal realms, to speaking your truth about your reality. So I do see some balance here. That's something to celebrate, that you guys are very well rounded and well balanced, and you're ready to go, basically. So definitely acknowledge your. So often human beings, what we do is we'll acknowledge, some of us, not all of us, but we'll really acknowledge our weaknesses and kind of forget about our strengths. So definitely remember, guys, that Aquarian friends, that you guys, for the most part, are fairly well balanced, and you've got to go together for the most part. And that's not true of a lot of people. So really pat yourself on the back for that and celebrate that fact. Okay? All right, this card here represents what to contemplate at this time of Halloween and Samhain. And we've got the Three of Swords. We got more sword energy coming through. The word that just popped up was betrayal. Has there been a betrayal recently? Have you felt kind of wronged, maybe by close friends or family or coworkers or something like that? Have you felt maybe this could be a romantic betrayal, possibly, of a partner cheating or a partner leaving you and you feeling betrayed in that way? And that's something to contemplate at this time. What way have you been betrayed? What way have you felt a disappointment or felt like you were wronged by others? And that's something to contemplate. And these things happen to us for a reason. It's so that we can learn. It's about learning. It's about growing as people. And, the more obstacles that we face along this journey of ours, the more that we can learn. If you're not facing obstacles, you're not growing as fast as you should be, because these obstacles are teaching us how to move forward, how to grow, how to expand and evolve in a positive way. So, at this time of Halloween, at this time of Samhain, really feel into why that thing happened, feel into why you felt the way you did as a result of it, and try to gain some insight and some clarity in that respect, so that you can use this betrayal or use this negative energy to your own advantage, so that you can learn and grow from it. Okay, so that is the spread. Plenty going on. Before we go, we asked the Druid Animal Oracle deck what message it had for you at this time of Halloween and Samhain, and we've got Hawk. Ooh, very nice. So when I see this card, I think of like expert vision, but not just any kind of vision, like vision from a higher vantage point. The hawk has hawk-like eyes. It could see very well, but it also can see from a high vantage point as it flies overhead, and it could see the whole picture. And I think at this time of Halloween or Samhain, one thing that you should kind of focus on that would benefit you is kind of looking at your life from a higher vantage point, realizing, how your ancestors or those who came before you helped pave the way for where you are now, and also to see, what are the missing pieces that you can add to this puzzle that will formulate a bigger, finish the picture, right? So definitely this time for you Aquarian friends it's about seeing the bigger picture and really getting out of the ego, getting out of the emotions, and just having a detached view of your life from a higher perspective, so that you can see all the little pathways and which way you're supposed to be going, where you came from, where you are now, and where you're supposed to be going. Because if you're just like in the forest, you can't really see all that, and you can get lost easily. So do meditation. There's various kinds of meditation. It could be like sitting and meditating under a tree, but it could be just spending time in nature or working on art. Anything that kind of quiets the ego mind and allows you to gain a sense of calmness and clarity, so that you can see things without the effects of the ego or the emotions or anything like that. So definitely look at your life from a higher perspective this Halloween or this Samhain. So that is the reading. I hope you guys got something out of that. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It lets me know I did something right and you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, put those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want a reading tailored specifically for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description below, so you can click on that and head on over there and check out the readings I offer. Alright, Aquarian friends, looks like there's a little bit to work on, but just slow things down. Don't get so mired up in the society's, formula for success, and kind of look at your life from a more detached view, but keep speaking your truth, and everything will be great for you. So I wish you all the luck in the world. Have a happy Halloween, or Samhain if you celebrate that, and leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.